Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Captain Logan Show. It's me, Captain Logan, and filling in for DJ tonight is my son, Jason. Jason, welcome back to the program. Thanks for modding this evening. We're going to need your microphone.
You told me not to forget, and then I forgot.
Oh, it's all right. It's really easy to do. That's okay. We started off in a very unprofessional, ridiculous place, because I don't know if you noticed it, but right before I flipped scenes,
yeah.
I accidentally grabbed the logo and just swiped
it all
over
the
place.
place. Moving it around.
Well, Jason, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
Are you excited for geeky talk for the next couple hours?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff like we always do. We've got a real fun, lighthearted kind of lead-in topic tonight. We're going to talk about anniversaries. Happy anniversary to like everything. I've been thinking about this for the last several weeks, Jason. I keep kicking around doing this as a video or a lead-in topic, and finally we had a slow enough news week, I thought. It was actually, we'll see you later. Oh, there he is. He's back. We had you're so close to the camera, if you move at all, you're just gone. Like, what do you have his back is up to the wall.
I'm not even that close to the camera. Like, this is close to the camera.
Is the camera just zoomed in real far? Like,
yeah, no,
for some
it's
reason?
just because you cropped it. Like, on my screen, I can see myself, and I'm like, it looks really good, and then, like, you cropped it so much that it's like...
Well, no, but on my Skype, you're still that close. I just cropped the sides off.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
you're still
that's
that
weird.
close. No, because I had that thought too, and then I was like, I can't fix it. Anyway, so I've been kicking around doing this topic because there are just a crazy amount of anniversaries for pop culture properties, geeky things this year, and I keep thinking of stuff that I really want to do like specials on, and I'm like, there's half the year left. And I keep thinking of things that we need to do specials on.
Yeah.
It's X-Men's 60th anniversary. It's Virtua Fighter's 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things that I'm a huge fan of that I would love to do something on. And so in case we don't get to all of the things I'd like to do special videos or commentaries and things on, we can at least mention them and put a pin in them and pay our respects by saying, can you believe this is this old?
Yeah.
Like, it's really just math, you know? I don't know why I find anniversaries as fascinating as I do, because it's kind of just, luck of the draw, where the numbers fall.
Yeah.
But
I think the best thing, the best anniversary thing is it is the 30th anniversary of Super Street Fighter 2. Oh.
Well, I mean, that's significant.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but it's like the 4th Street Fighter 2 game.
A quick plug, now that you're mentioning that, because I haven't brought this up yet, but my friend, and I've not talked to him about this, and we haven't talked in a little while, but I just wanted to mention this for folks that like this guy and that like this game. Oliver Harper is putting out a Street Fighter documentary. And go check out his channel, Oliver Harper, for details on how to get, I don't know if he's putting out a disc for that. I think he is, but how to get access to watch that. But that is either out already or coming out this year.
Wow. The only thing I've done anniversary-wise is I made a YouTube short on the day of the 30th anniversary of Star Fox.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you did that.
But that's all I've done.
So here in a little bit, we'll go down a list of those, and we'll talk video games as well, Jason, because I know some of that stuff you'll want to talk about. 93 was a huge year. There's a lot of 30th anniversary games this year.
Yeah.
Just after the show tonight, I'm going to be finally, third time's the charm, doing the Suicide Squad, or I should say the Suicide Squad commentary for the Superhero Rewind commentary project. Austin is going to join me. I'm going to have somebody to bounce off of for that. He's really knowledgeable about that film. He loves that movie, and he and I are going to be doing this series together from now on. So you'll get to hear him on things that he's not a big fan on, and you'll get to hear us maybe sometimes even argue about stuff. It'll be a real different dynamic to some degree from what I was originally planning on doing that, but 2.5 hours is a real long time to talk about and through anything all by yourself, and I just know that it's going to be easier to do those on a regular basis, and I think the product will honestly be better having Austin there. So no pressure, Austin, but I really appreciate him doing that with me. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're doing that at 10 o'clock tonight, so just a little bit after the show. I know that's real late on a Thursday. He couldn't make it tomorrow night, so we had to go ahead and put it there. And we're going to be doing that generally twice a month. Sometimes we'll do double features also with animated movies in particular, and we're going to try to do that next week to catch up. So we are going to have 2 of these in a row the next couple of weeks if everything goes according to plan. But next week, the plan right now is to do the latest movie that was selected by the Rewind Selection Board. They put out a lot of nominations, and what ultimately was landed on was Return of the Joker. The Batman Beyond movie. So 3 kind of heavy hitters in a row here. And then that night, we're also going to do probably another animated feature. And we're right now talking about doing Superman Doomsday, which was the first movie that I ever did on superhero, a superhero rewind for. And I've never done a commentary on it. So we're talking about
terrible.
Maybe doing that night as well. That could change, but that's the plan at the moment. Anyway, folks, thanks so much for being here live. Thanks for watching after the fact if you're doing that. If there is something that you'd like to ask me during the show tonight, obviously we're not going to spend 2 hours talking about pop culture anniversaries. We'll talk about anything under the sun within reason that you're interested in. You can also throw questions at Jason, too. It's been a while since he's been on a Q&A show, and Jason is real knowledgeable about video games and Power Rangers and Pokemon and all kinds of stuff like that. So anything you might want to bring up that you usually wouldn't ask me that sounds like it's in Jason's wheelhouse, of course, don't hesitate to do that. If you want to guarantee that your question, comment, concern, interesting tidbit is discussed on air, you can leave a super chat in any dollar amount. And we thank you so very much from the bottom of our heart for anybody who has done or ever will do that. I want to I want to get in the past, present, and future of Super Chatters. We appreciate you guys so very much, but if you don't want to do that, can't do that, you certainly can just leave a regular comment, and we appreciate you just being here listening as well. Yeah. You can leave a regular comment and make sure to tag Jason, at Jason or at Jason's Video Game Secrets. I don't know which...
Yeah, Jason's Video Game Secrets.
I wasn't sure which account you were logged in as right now.
Yeah, that's my main account, yeah.
So you tag at Jason's Video Game Secrets or at Map Behind You. Jason will respond to any of those things and more. And Jason, why do you have a giant map behind you?
Because I like geography. I also have a big globe. I got a big globe. Can't even fit in the...
Yeah, Jason is a bit of a geography nerd on top of other things.
Yeah.
He does not get that from me.
I do have a lot of... That made a lot of noise. I also do have a lot of pop culture stuff, though, like Jubilee.
Yeah, because you got your cool corner right next to you there.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll bring something out from that periodically through the show and tell you all this cool stuff in his cool corner. Another way that you can guarantee that your question is discussed on air is to become a patron at patreon.com/geekvolution. The $2 tier lets you on a weekly basis ask a question that we will guarantee if we have enough time to get to all of them, but we will eventually get to it regardless. Right now, we're not in bad shape on the number of questions we're getting, and we had to spill over some from last week, but we'll be able to get to all of them, plus this week's questions as well tonight. We only got 4 this week, so don't hesitate, folks, on Patreon to give us questions, and if we end up with too many, that's a good problem to have, and we will just spill some over, and if we ever get too much of a surplus, I'll just do an extra show and get them all knocked out. So Jason's going to start us off with, I tell you what, let's go ahead and do the lead-in topic, and then we'll go ahead and do some Patreon questions. So, cool. Jason, let's go ahead and read down a list of some anniversaries that I found. And if there's, because I know you've looked into this a little bit as well, particularly with video games.
A little bit, yeah.
So if there's anything you know about that I don't mention here, go ahead and bring it up. And folks in the comments, if you think of anything that is an anniversary this year. And what I mean by that, and this isn't like a top list or anything. I'm not putting this in order of like coolest thing that it's an anniversary of. I'm just going to go down a litany of these, but it should be kind of like a nice round number. So, you know, if it's the 4th anniversary of something, we don't tend to make a big deal out of that, but like 5th, especially 10th, once you get past like 30 or 40, every 5th anniversary, people tend to pay attention to. We just, you know, it's sort of an admittedly absurd thing that we do in our culture, I think, where we just get kind of like we kind of grab onto like these nice round numbers when something has been around for good 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It really matters. 15? I don't know. We don't tend to care about the 15th anniversary of anything. I can't hear you, Jason.
I have a list of the big video game anniversaries this year too, so I can name a couple of those.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Well, why don't I go down the movies? I guess I have mostly movies and comic things here. I didn't really look deep into TV, so if anybody thinks of, like, I forget if Lois and Clark started in 93. It might be the anniversary for that. But if anybody thinks of like I think X-Men is 92, right?
Yeah.
X-Men's 92, Power Rangers is 93.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that I don't bring up that you guys want to make sure that we mention, let us know. But let me start, of course, with Power Rangers. We have been doing a lot of extra Power Rangers content this year already because it is the 30th anniversary and we are big Power Rangers fanatics here on the channel. And once it always came out, Jason and I did an absurdly long podcast review for that movie and probably more Power Rangers stuff to come. And this doesn't really have anything to do with the anniversary, but the most recent wave for Heroes of the Grid, which is the expansive miniatures board game that Jason and I are very into, just came to our door today, and we just started looking through our cards and our figures for that. So I'll try to do some content at some point in the not-too-distant future, maybe play a game with some of that material, either on my own or with Jason and or Freddie. But anyway, so 30th anniversary of Power Rangers. This is in no particular order, really. Jason, did you realize it is the 85th anniversary of Superman?
What?
85th.
85th?
Yeah, Superman 1938. And I didn't even realize this until I saw some product at the mall that was making a big deal out of that. I can't remember if it was a book or what exactly it was. And I was like, wait, really? Is it the 85th anniversary? And then for a second, I was like, how old is this book?
Wow.
I was like, maybe my math is off. No, it is indeed the 85th anniversary of Superman. And there's another important Superman anniversary this year. It is the 30th anniversary of the death of Superman. One of the big things that, of course, gets me into comics, which, again, makes me go, I need to do some content for that. So we are doing, like I said, next week, probably Superman Doomsday. So that will be, kind of, sort of in celebration of that, although that's not a good movie. So I'd like to maybe, if I can work it in somewhere, finally do Funeral for a Friend or World Without Superman or Reign of the Supermen, some more of the death of Superman story, because I did the actual death part years and years ago with Dan Torrey. We've got a long video about that from a long time ago. That might be 10 years old at this point, which is crazy to consider. But I've never reviewed any of the rest of it. And then X-Men and the Avengers, both 60th anniversaries this year.
Wow.
And Austin and I are talking about doing an X-Men month later in the year. I think the official month that releases is September. So we're thinking about maybe doing some kind of X-Men, big X-Men celebration that month. And I want to do the X2 commentary for the Superhero Rewind commentary project this year as well, because it is the 20th anniversary of both X2 and of the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie. And we're talking about maybe doing a double feature for that.
Yeah.
It is the 50th anniversary, Jason, so 1973, of the death of Gwen Stacy.
Wow.
50 years this year. Return of the Jedi has been back in theaters because it is the 40th anniversary of that movie, and it is also the 20th anniversary of another Return movie, Jason, which is the last of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Return of the King.
Oh. I'm sorry. I love the Lord of the Rings. That movie that's one of the most boring movies I've ever seen.
Oh, you think so?
I'm sorry.
There's the battle stuff at the end is great. I am in that camp that always complains that it has an ending that just that never ends. That epilogue just goes on for a million years, but it has that super cool knight guy with the Spawn helmet riding a dragon.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah. I want to go see Return of the Jedi again because that's my favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And I want to go see that in theater.
No, I've heard of people like you.
No, that's my favorite Star Wars
that
movie.
somehow like Jedi more than Empire, and I guess this is a debate that will rage until the end of time.
Yeah, I'm more of a Jedi guy. I don't know. I like all this stuff with Luke and stuff. I don't know. I like how insane he gets.
Reminiscing night on the Captain Logan show. Jason, it is the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park.
Wow.
And I thought it was absolutely nuts that they didn't slate Dominion for this year.
Yeah.
Like, as awful as that movie was, isn't it crazy that you would put that out the year before the anniversary? Like, I get if you had to push it back, or because of COVID and stuff, you weren't able to get it out for the anniversary if it was like a year late, but a year early? Why?
Yeah.
Although maybe it was a COVID thing.
I don't hate Lord of the Rings. I just hate that third movie.
Maybe the deal was, because I don't actually know the background with this. It is like I haven't looked into this and I don't remember how the dates line up. I guess it's actually possible that movie was slated to come out like a year even before it did, and they put it off. And so, you wouldn't like sit around on your hands necessarily just to get it out for an anniversary. But if your initial date was 2022, why wouldn't you wait a few months?
Right. And that also came out in like July, right?
Yeah, that's a summer movie. June or July. I thought it was June.
I couldn't remember.
I
know we saw it in Branson, but...
Oh, you mean Dominion. I'm sorry, I thought you meant Dominion. The original Jurassic Park. What month did that come out?
Yeah, Dominion.
Yeah. It is the 30th anniversary as well of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, man. I would watch that, but I've already seen it 1,000 times, so...
Well, we actually just watched it again the other day, and I wasn't even thinking about the anniversary. It's just, that's my 4-year-old's favorite movie, Mikey's. He watches that on a weekly basis or better, and has it entirely memorized, and it's so much fun to watch with him, because he sings every lyric. But I wasn't even thinking about the anniversary. Oh, it is the 30th anniversary. So, and I want to say I'm seeing more Nightmare merchandise right now than normal. I don't think that's true. I think there's always a ton of Nightmare merchandise. The last 4 or 5 years especially. I see it everywhere. And it's not just around Halloween time. It's not just like the Halloween store.
Oh yeah, no, it's like Spencer's and like, I don't know, I see it everywhere.
Yeah, no, you're right, especially at the mall.
Yeah.
But even
Spencer's and whatever that other place is called.
Even, your Targets and Walmarts, though, there's still going to be a little bit of that.
Oh, yeah.
And Beetlejuice has come back real hard. You're seeing that in a lot of places
What's
as well.
really funny is I saw Beetlejuice, and then I couldn't, like, for the first time when I was, like, 9 or something, and then I couldn't stop seeing Beetlejuice stuff. I feel like that always happens.
And speaking of that, because we haven't talked about this on the Captain Logan show yet, Jason, thanks to Wednesday, it looks like that sequel is finally going to happen.
Yeah.
For better or worse, and Tim Burton really is going to make it, and it's right now supposed to be written by the creators of Smallville, by Miller and Goff, who have been doing Wednesday with Tim Burton. And after the success of that, I guess they decided they really liked working together, and finally that sequel's going to happen. How do you feel about that, Jason? Because I know at first you couldn't get excited about a sequel to that, but does that team sway you at all? Does that make you feel any better about it?
I haven't seen Wednesday, so I don't know if that'll help me or not.
You'll have to watch some of that with me. I'm about halfway through it, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit so far. I think it has a dynamite pilot. And it gets, as far as the kind of procedural plot of it, the sort of like Scooby-Doo mystery of it, it's a little more routine than I was expecting. But her characterization is great. What they do with Thing is fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the 10th anniversary of Man of Steel.
It is. That's true. I didn't have that written down here, and thanks for mentioning that, because I meant to. Let me go through the rest of this list. It is get this, Jason, 100th anniversary of both the inception of Disney and Warner Brothers.
They both happened at the same time?
Yes, both of those studios began in 1923.
1923.
Yeah.
Wow. What was the first thing Disney did?
The very first thing I couldn't tell you, and I feel like that's a thing I should know, but like, I mean, beyond just Steamboat Willie, I don't really know. And as far as like you know, a feature for animation, obviously it was Snow White, but right, or is it no? Sleeping Beauty is before Snow White, isn't it?
No, it's Snow White.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm second guessing myself now. I'm rusty on this.
The first creation, 1928, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Who was featured in Epic Mickey? Do you remember that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've actually never played that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they brought him back for that. But anyway, so yeah, the history of that is crazy, and I'm rusty. I haven't studied this in a long time, but the idea that Hollywood as we know it starts like, you know, 5-6 years before the Great Depression.
Yeah, that's true. That's weird.
Marvel Studios' 30th anniversary is this year. So it is, of course, not the 30th anniversary of the MCU, but the studio predates the MCU by almost 15 years.
What was the first thing Marvel Studios made? Because
I say 15 years. What am I? Let's see, 93, 2003. Yeah, 15 years.
Blade. Oh.
Yeah, but apparently they pardon me, I keep smacking this microphone. Apparently they come together as a studio as early as 93. Which I honestly didn't remember.
Weird. I wonder why.
Sticking at Disney, we've got the 70th anniversary of Peter Pan. It's not going to be too long before we start talking about 100th anniversaries of Disney animated features.
Yeah.
It is the 40th anniversary of the Disney Channel.
What?
It is the 25th anniversary of Mulan.
Ooh, I should see that again.
The 50th anniversary of my wife's favorite animated Disney film, Robin Hood.
Oh.
The 45th anniversary, see, once you get past a certain number.
I should probably grab a Disney thing.
Every 5 years it matters. He's going for VHS tapes, folks.
No.
He grabbed a book.
This is a comic, yeah.
I thought he's got VHS tapes across the way there.
No, that's like way over there. I'm not gonna go grab those.
The 45th anniversary of Garfield, Jason.
Ooh. Let's watch some Garfield.
It is the 30th, well, and of course, the comic strip, and then the 30th anniversary of Mrs. Doubtfire. I had forgotten that was 1993.
I don't want to watch that again. Not even for the anniversary.
I'll see if I can get Austin to do a commentary with me on that. That might be amusing.
If he's on there, I want to watch it again, but...
It is the... Here's a trivia question for you, Jason. There is a major science fiction franchise that predates Star Trek by just a little bit, and it is the 60th anniversary of that franchise.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what it is?
63?
Yes.
Alright. 63. Huh. I actually don't know.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Oh, yeah. They're doing
the
a
60th
big special with David Tennant.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's coming back to play the Doctor again.
He's coming back to play the
like
14th Doctor.
The third time. Yeah. It's going to be really weird. He regenerates into a previous regeneration, or at least looks like it. So I'm assuming that he's going to try to like play it slightly different or something.
Yeah, this is a Walt Disney comic from 1970 that features the Aristocats, which is one of my favorite Disney movies, and I think I've read it, but it's pretty cool.
That's an old Gold Key.
It's an old Gold Key.
I've got a little bit of Gold Key Star Trek.
Yeah, I have that in my cool corner.
Jason, what anniversaries for major video games do you know about?
Let me pull up my list, because I have a list.
And then, folks, we'll go ahead and get on to Patreon questions and Super Chats.
Cool. All right. Marvel vs. Capcom is a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Resident Evil 2,
I guess it didn't occur to me that was 93.
Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Let's see, Star Fox. The 20th anniversary of the Game Boy Advance SP in Japan, and the 40th of Punch-Out.
Oh, wow. You know what's really funny
35th
about
anniversary of Varsity Pro-Am.
what's funny about this about all this with video games, Jason, is it is also the 40th anniversary of the Crash,
Yeah, it's
because
true.
the video game Crash was 1983.
Yeah, the 30th anniversary of Kirby's Adventure, right? And the 20th anniversary of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and Zelda the Wind Waker.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the 40th anniversary of the original Mario Brothers game.
93 and 13 were both big years.
Oh, yeah.
Was 13 Arkham City? I can't
remember.
I think it was, because that would make it the 20th.
I thought that was 11.
Or I'm sorry,
or 12,
what am I talking about? It'd be the 10th anniversary of Arkham City. So looking at 93, Jason, also Sonic CD.
Oh, yeah.
Is 30 years old. I mentioned Virtua Fighter. That's, of course, a big deal for Jason and I. NBA Jam is 30 years old.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna. It's also the 15th anniversary of Grand Theft Auto 4.
Did you mention Mortal Kombat 2?
No, I'm just going through a list, so it hasn't showed up yet.
Oh, okay, cool.
WarioWare.
I just wanted to be
25 years
selective
old.
about it. The other big 13 video game is Last of Us.
Last of Us,
That is 10 years old this year. And
Wow.
Mario 3D World is 10 years old this year.
Super Mario All-Stars?
Injustice is 10 years old this year.
What?
The failed Disney Infinity is 10 years old this year.
That's insane.
Isn't it?
Secret of Mana?
Especially given that you were like 3 when that came out.
Pokemon Stadium.
Oh, wow, interesting.
25 years old.
Okay, so
The Simpsons Hit and Run.
somewhat
turns
perplexingly,
15.
DJ is in the comments.
Yeah.
Hi, DJ. It's good to see you, buddy.
Dance Dance Revolution is 25 years old.
Wow.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors is 30 years old.
See, I forgot about that. We gotta do a stream for that, too.
Mario 2.
Zombies
Pokemon
Ate My
X and
Neighbors
Y.
is in my top 5 video games of all time.
Pokemon X and Y is another 10th anniversary.
Yep, I saw that on the list as well.
Mario Kart Double Dash, Sonic Unleashed is 15 years old. Mario Party is 25 years old. That's insane.
DJ says, most importantly, this year is the 101st anniversary of Pier Paola Pasolini's birth. Everybody go buy the Pasolini box set Criterion is putting out, and that is a filmmaker I'm not familiar with. So I feel like an uncultured swine.
Smash Ultimate is 5 years old this year.
So anyway, the only point I'm making here is stuff's getting old.
Stuff's getting old.
You know? But it's a fun year to celebrate stuff that you love because there's lots and lots of them.
There's lots and lots and lots and lots.
Deaniverse asked a question that I want to go ahead and tackle just as I'm seeing it. He says, hey, Cap, what is the oldest film you've ever seen? And it's hard to know because I'm sure there's going to be something that I'm not thinking of because I watched a lot of silent films in college that I haven't seen since then. But the oldest feature-length thing, it's not Metropolis. It's got to be pre-Metropolis because Metropolis is 27. And I know there's got to be at least a couple things I saw before that. I'm not sure what year the first Silent Zorro was. I've seen that movie. But that might be just before or just after that. I'm not sure. The original Great Train Robbery, that's real early. So it's got to be some like 1924, 1925 silent film, but I'm not sure.
When does Citizen Kane come out?
Oh, see, you're gonna make me look like an idiot because I can't remember certain dates. And I'm usually really great with dates. But
Yeah.
Citizen Kane is in. I can't think of the exact date right now. I'm hesitating. I'm gonna go ahead and look it up so that I don't sound like an idiot.
I
I don't want to mess this up. I should know that. 41. See, I was gonna say 39.
That's probably
I
the
knew I was
oldest movie
off.
I've seen. I'm watching I'm watching Captain America from 1944 right now.
Oh, City is not 13. It's 11. That's right. Right, Alex. I knew Great Train Robbery wasn't 1903, and that's why I didn't want to count that. But I brought it up because it's early and I've seen it. Okay,
Yeah,
Jason. Sorry, what?
I'm watching through right now the 1944 Captain America serial by name only that
Are you really?
wasn't made by Marvel
I
and
didn't know
like
about that.
doesn't have anything to do with Nazis, and his name is Grant Gardner, and he has a gun instead of a shield, and he doesn't have super serum. Yeah.
Yep. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Well, and when you say it wasn't made by Marvel, there wasn't no Marvel yet.
Well, right, that's true.
That's
But it wasn't
that's
made
World War
by-
II era
Yeah.
Captain America, and so that's why they're still timely.
Yeah, but it wasn't made by Timely, or it was the first like Marvel character to ever come to screen.
Oh, and Arkham Origins was 2013. AMC says that might be why I thought that, why I conflated that. Okay, so yeah, I missed the boat on the anniversary for that. Jason, let's go ahead and get to some Patreon questions now. We'll get past all of the anniversary talk. And yeah, I don't know, we got more mileage out of that than I thought we would. It's a big long list. It's time for list reading again on the Captain Logan Show. All right, Jason, what do you have, sir? We'll go through these as lickety split as we can.
All right, my first question that I see that you sent me is from Jonathan, and Jonathan Nazari, and he says,
Yeah, thanks, man.
In Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange alters the past and sets in motion the events of the movie, all because Peter Parker does not get into the college of his choice. Kids don't get into the college that they want all the time, and it never made sense to me that Doctor Strange would alter the past and the minds of everyone for such a flippant reason. It just doesn't sound like something an adult would do. Thoughts?
It doesn't sound like something an adult would do, and it doesn't sound like something that a responsible bearer of magic who is supposed to at least eventually be the Sorcerer Supreme would do. It's kind of playing fast and loose, where we have like silly jokes here and there that are kind of throwaway and you're not supposed to think too much about with Doctor Strange, where it's like sometimes he'll just take advantage of his powers to get something kind of benign that he wants in the moment, or to kind of, mess with Wong or something. And if you think too hard about that, you go, well, Mordo might have had a point with messing with how you're not supposed to mess with the natural law if he does too much of that kind of thing. And then they're having their cake and eating it too, where they're playing that for comedy with this also, but they're also making it the main dramatic plot point and the inciting incident of the movie. So it is just a real contrived, faulty premise. And I said that when it came out and when we reviewed it. It's just an excuse to try to manufacture a standard kind of responsibility lesson for Peter Parker, which A, looks like character regression on his part, and B, makes Doctor Strange look like a really incompetent sorcerer.
Yeah.
And so it really just screams working your way backwards from a conclusion. We really want Doctor Strange to, for some reason, change the universe on Peter Parker's behalf and mess it up so that we have an excuse to bring these other characters from other movies in from the multiverse.
Yeah, and that movie is just stupid, and it's contrived, and it's just there to be like, look, people,
Yep.
It's and I mean, I think it does it in a fun way, but it doesn't work in like story-wise and stuff. So like it is a fun movie, but it makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, and it's taking itself seriously enough, and it wants me to take it seriously enough that I don't think it gets away with that stuff. We're also going to kill off a major character and make Peter Parker feel responsible for it. And we're going to change the status quo majorly at the end, and make a big deal out of actions and consequences. Peter Parker is not the only person that made mistakes in that. Doctor Strange was an idiot, and it kind of the previews played for everybody with Multiverse of Madness. Like that movie was going to be more about the consequences that he has to deal with from the mistakes he made in that movie. But if memory serves, it's not really dealing with that as much.
Not really.
But I'm also sort of okay with that because I kind of want to just move on from that. Even, you know what I mean? Like,
I also like Multiverses of Madness being like its own thing.
Yeah.
And not doing anything with anything else.
Now, as far as getting back to the college of it all, I should also mention, though, that it isn't just about, to be fair to the movie, it's not just about Peter Parker not getting into the college he wants to get into. It's that he feels responsible for his friends not getting into college, and I thought it was getting into college at all.
I thought it was just getting into any college.
Yeah, but if it's like specifically that one, there is an entitled thing there, and again, it's too easy of a setup for drama where you go, oh no, my friends weren't able to make it in college, and that it's my fault, and you're like, but you shouldn't be able to get a wizard to monkey with the natural order of things in order to get So I completely agree with you. What is the next Patreon question?
The next Patreon question comes from Justin Hayes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me address this rebuttal real quick.
Yeah.
AMC says, I sort of bought it based on the line, come on, Wong, hasn't he been through enough, recognizing he's just a kid. Yeah, but at what cost? At what potential cost?
Yeah.
Why would you... And I mean, you're saying that in hindsight, where it's like maybe he didn't think he was risking the safety of the universe and people in the universe. And it's, I guess, in that way, it's more Peter Parker's fault because he was distracting Doctor Strange and getting even more entitled in the moment, where he keeps coming up with caveats like, can't you make sure that my girlfriend knows that I'm Spider-Man, but not everybody else, yada, yada, yada. But then, any way you slice it, it's throwing one of these two characters under the bus. So I'm sorry. What is that next Patreon question?
It comes from Justin Hayes.
He's gonna throw us a silly one. I just know it.
Yeah. Verily, where does the red fern grow? Wrong answers only.
I think the answer is in the gully. In the fern gully. You ever seen Fern Gully, Jason?
No, but you're hilarious.
Thanks, man.
No, I think it just grows in the sky.
You want to watch a super preachy environmentalist film? From probably also around 92, 93. Is it... Nobody's talking about the anniversary, the 30-something anniversary of Fern Gully. Let's see when that came out. 92. We missed the 30th anniversary of Fern Gully. Okay, let's finish up our Patreon questions.
Okay. Our next Patreon question comes from Hunter Russell.
Yeah.
Have you played Marvel Snap? It's one of the most addictive mobile games I've ever played.
No, but I keep seeing YouTube channels on it. Like, there's at least one or two guys that have YouTube channels. That's all they do.
Oh, wow.
Like Twitch streaming, but on YouTube.
Yeah.
For Pokemon Pokemon Snap, for Marvel Snap. But I don't know anything about it. I haven't played it.
Yeah.
I think it's card gamey, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I've heard of the name, but I don't know anything about it.
Connor just wrote, why is nobody talking about Fern Gully? It's the last rainforest. Yeah, I'm not a big phone game guy. I would probably have Freddie try it before I tried it, and he could tell me what he thought of it, because Freddie is really into mobile games, and he's very good at a lot of them.
Yeah.
Freddy's unlocked so much more in Power Rangers Legacy Wars than Jason and I could have combined.
Yeah. I just have given up at this point.
He's so good at it. Yeah, but they just put in playable Zordon.
Oh, did they put in Zordon in the game?
They put in comic Zordon with his robot body and his.
I want that. I know you and me both really want that in the card game. In the board game.
I'm sorry, what's that? Oh, yes, playable Zordon in the board game.
Yeah.
AMC, the guy on the ad seems super enthusiastic about it. Oh, for Marvel Snap? I've not seen that ad. I've just seen people playing it. Okay, what else we got?
All right. Our next question.
Maybe if it's really good, we can get them to sponsor us or something.
Yeah. It is from Goofster123.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Amazon's other Batman show, Bat Family, and the special Merry Little Batman. The art style is kind of put-in, but I'm open-minded. Is off-putting. Okay, but I'm open-minded to it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like my kind of thing. I'm not set up for article sharing here. Let me see if I can. Everybody, bear with me a second. Let me see if I can get this set up real quick so you guys can see this. Sorry, I got a black screen right now. Merry Little Batman and Batman Family among DC animated projects headed to Prime Video. I didn't know about this until he sent me this article. Like, I had not heard about this at all. But what do you think of this art, Jason?
It's very, like, modern.
It's modern Cartoon Network.
It's very, like, Cartoon Network.
Merry Little Batman is an animated family action comedy that follows young Damian Wayne. Oh, okay, I don't care now.
Okay,
as
goodbye.
he finds himself alone in Wayne Manor on Christmas Eve, transforming into Little Batman in order to defend his home and Gotham City from the crooks and supervillains intent on destroying the holidays. So I think it's kind of like a pilot movie that then goes to series, where it starts as a Christmas special, and then they make a show that continues on. So, following the events of the holiday film, Bat Family follows Batman Alfred and young Damian Wayne, who has taken on the mantle of Little Batman. By the way, I just like to throw shade at Damian because I traditionally don't like that character, but I've liked him in stuff, and I've accepted that that's a character we're going to keep doing. So, people are like, Cap, why are you always so mean to Damian? It's like a shtick at this point. Alongside a few newcomers to Wayne Manor, okay, so they're making up characters, as they navigate the fun and frustrations of life as a super family.
Fun and frustrations.
Yeah. So this is one of those things that looks like a sort of intentionally crudely drawn kid show that maybe kids will watch, but more likely adults that are nostalgic for this kind of thing will be its main audience, would be my guess, but... I would be open to maybe checking out that Christmas special and or that movie and see how that is, and then maybe look at the show. I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't really look like my thing.
Yeah, it doesn't look like your thing.
But it just entirely depends on what the brand of humor is like.
Oh, yeah. If it's, like, a bunch of, like, potty humor and stuff, then... I mean, whatever they did...
Yeah, I don't know if it'll... I guess it could go there. I don't know. Their Alfred looks like the Vulture for some reason. So that's weird. Jason, do we have any more Patreon questions?
We do.
Let's knock them out.
This one is
I want to get to Super Chat so I can hit my gong.
We have four.
Okay, cool.
This one is from GB Rogo.
He said it with gusto. I don't know. You were every time you're in this role, Jason. You're always gunning for DJ's job.
Yeah, I
can see it in your eyes.
At break, I'll put on a whole like costume. No,
a DJ costume?
No, like a game show host costume.
Oh well, I don't think upstaging the host is the right strategy. Like you're gonna upstage me? Is that your plan?
I'm gonna no, I mean, because I'm the one asking the questions, so
Oh.
I'm the one who should be dressing all fancy and stuff, you know?
Or you could be like a Price is Right announcer where you have the flashy, sparkly coat, like Rod Roddy did.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Moving right along.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. Say his name again.
Rogo.
Yeah, there you go, Rogo.
What would your dream panel lineup be if you could pick any 4 to 6 celebrities?
Oh wow, panel like for a convention or
Yeah, I
like
guess so.
like I'm modding it and asking them the questions in front of an audience,
That would
or
be cool.
bringing
Yeah.
them on to the Captain Logan show, or
Hmm.
okay, help me out with this, Jason, because I feel
Yeah.
like I always go to the same well with this. I'm always mentioning the same
Yeah.
people. Like lately, I've been throwing out Rosenbaum a lot.
Rosenbaum, yeah. Um.
Oh, okay. Stuff is coming to me. Ben Edlund is on that panel.
Okay.
I have always wanted to interview Ben Edlund. I honestly I could do it with just comic creators. I've been
Yeah.
talking about McFarlane a lot lately too, where I've said if I could bring one guest onto the Captain Logan show, it would be Todd McFarlane. But Peter David, maybe not at the same time as McFarlane, because we all know how that would go.
Yeah. I don't know. I would just go to a bunch of like actors and stuff.
Yeah. Jackie Earl Haley comes to mind, who played Rorschach and the Terror.
Did
in
he
The
play
Tick.
the Terror?
Yeah.
In the Amazon show?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. He's
that's who that is.
spectacular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he plays
Cliffhanger!
Rorschach?
He's Rorschach.
Does he say like my face?
Yes, he does.
In the...
No, I mean, I want to show you that movie so bad. And
Oh, man.
now that you're 13, like I
Does
feel
he
like you
scream
can
like
handle
my
it.
face? That's amazing.
Yeah, well, you know what? Does he actually do the my face thing?
Cause that's my favorite panel in the comic.
We do get some of the. I can't remember now that you say that. It's been too long since I've seen it.
My beautiful face.
I think maybe he screams my. Why don't I remember this? I think if he does it, it's more subtle than in the book.
Yeah, cause
But-
in the book it's like a full page spread.
Somebody remind me, does he yell that in that movie? And I used to know that movie like the back of my hand, but I just haven't seen it in a long time. So now I'm second guessing myself with it. But some of the other big Rorschach staples are there, like Fine Like This, and
Yeah.
we get
Oh,
some,
does he say fine like this?
yeah, we get some Herms and yeah, that kind of thing.
I always love it.
Roll on
when,
snare drum.
Yeah, I always love it when like the movie adaptation of like a book that I know really well, or like a comic or something, like my favorite page or like my favorite line from it is actually in the movie adaptation.
Yeah.
Like Casino Royale, where at the end he calls the lady a B word. That's my favorite line in the book, and then he does it in the movie, and I'm like, yeah. He said swearing.
You know, another way I could go with that panel is we do a tick panel, which is, and I don't think this has ever happened, and it should. It's Ben Edlund.
Yep.
And then it's Warburton.
Yep.
And Sarah Finowitz.
Definitely.
And Townsend Coleman.
Townsend Coleman, yeah.
The voice of the cartoon show.
That would be amazing.
Brilliant.
That
it would be just brilliant. I'm not calling myself brilliant for thinking of it. I'm saying it would be just the coolest thing that ever happened. We get those four guys together.
That
would have been the COVID panel I would have paid money to watch. By the way.
I would want, I don't know. I would want Warburton and
Are you going to a tick place here too?
Wasserman.
Oh, Wasserman, yeah.
And
well, and you've seen Wasserman in a panel.
I
right?
have.
By
He's
himself.
great. Just random people that I think would be good together. And Wasserman.
Okay. Yeah.
And Nathan Fillion. And
yeah.
Because he was in a thing with, and then Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
Because you got to do that too. And Will Smith. There you go. You gotta tie it all together, except Ron Wasserman. He's just there.
He's just there
for no reason.
Even after the Oscar thing.
Will Smith. I forgot about that actually.
You get
Because it happened like a year ago. So,
yeah.
honestly, probably. I don't know.
Okay, we got to move on.
But I got the 4. I got the 4.
Yeah, you got the 4. Are there any more Patreon questions?
There are 3 more.
Okay, let's hit those real quick because
So-
we're already getting close to break time, and I want to hit at least one super chat before then.
Yeah. Okay, we got one from Bill Mills.
Hi, Bill Mills.
What are some of the biggest positive jumps or letdowns in quality from sequels to superhero movies? Example being Spider-Man 2 to Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, X2
X2
to
to
X-Men 3, absolutely.
X-Men Days of Future Past to X-Men Apocalypse.
Is even a bigger chasm in my mind than 2 and 3.
Bigger. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I like 3, so...
Yeah. Well, and you're wrong, but you're still not wrong about
Homecoming
which is better.
to
Far From Home?
No Way Home or Far From Home.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, even Far From Home to No Way Home, I think that trilogy gets progressively worse. Not progressively less entertaining, but just in its storytelling and
I think Thor gets worse as it goes along.
Yep, going all the way down.
The thing is, I like the first movie, and then I hate the second one.
Alex Barron says Superman 2 to 3.
Superman 2 to...
And I can't say 3 to 4 because 4 is a lot more fun to watch than 3.
I haven't seen 3. Dark Knight to Dark Knight Rises.
Yep. And
same with 89 to Returns.
And Forever to
Robin.
Yep. We have not yet had...
Man of Steel to BVS.
In my opinion, not everybody agrees with this, of course. A lot of people like Returns. But in my opinion, we have not actually had, except for Begins to Dark Knight, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm thinking. Begins to Dark Knight, we've had that. We'll see if the Batman can also do it.
Yeah.
Has a sequel that's as good as
yeah, Man of Steel
original.
to BVS.
Yeah, I agree.
He's
pulling out all the stops, folks. Oh, you know what? The most egregious example of all time maybe hasn't even been said.
Really?
Kick-Ass to Kick-Ass 2.
Oh, really?
It doesn't get any worse than that.
I remember your review being really funny about that because you just kind of sweared a bunch. And didn't you bleep it all out?
I bleeped. I forget what the final count was. I think it was like some 30 or 40 F-bombs.
That's really funny.
That I bleeped, yeah. Mutali Wonder Woman to 84. Yep, I agree with that.
Oh, what did he say?
Wonder Woman 84.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Bucko is a name I don't recognize in the comics. Welcome. I was watching this channel when Jason was 3. Now he's a host.
Yeah. Wait,
and he's
it's the 10th anniversary of you watching the channel.
We can put that on the list.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2, yes.
Oh, you know what? It wasn't a super chat, Jason, but I think just to celebrate that anniversary, we're going to play the music. Are you ready?
All right.
Okay, one more.
One more. Is it one more? I think it's...
Is it 2 more?
It's 2 more.
Okay, let's knock them out.
Knock them out. Okay. Michael McAllister.
Guys, we'll do lots of live questions in the second half.
Michael McAllister. How does Star Wars look like if George Lucas never sold it and made his own sequel trilogy?
Yeah.
Does he learn from his previous mistakes, or would it also be a train wreck? Many people look at him more favorably now because of how Disney handled the property.
Everything is relative, right? Like, in some ways, the prequels are at least more... Well, they're certainly more interesting to look at than the sequels, and they have a different set of problems. I don't want to get into breaking that down again, because I've talked about that.
They're like animals. They're animals, and I slaughtered them like animals.
But I think there are 2 clear answers to that question. If the lesson that George Lucas learns is collaborate more, then there's if he picks the right people to surround himself with and to help him write the scripts, then it's almost certainly going to be better than the prequels because he would make the films more like he did the original trilogy, and he'd play more to his strengths. Now, I realize, and it's been a while, so I don't remember exactly the situation, but he put himself in a weird corner where, because of contracts that he signed or something weird, he was kind of stuck writing those scripts and making those movies sort of all by himself. It wasn't 100% his fault, it turns out. There's a really good series about this that it's just been too long since I've watched, so apologies for not remembering the details, that SF Debris did on this a few years ago, and I highly recommend seeking that out, and you'll learn a lot about that process. But so when I say learn the lesson, like, I don't even think there's a lesson to learn. I think he already wished he could have done that, and for some reason wasn't able to. And so the second answer is, if for some reason he put himself in that same situation again, you'd probably end up with more of the same. But if he made those movies more collaboratively and had more help writing them, I think we would be in a much, much better place than we are now. But I also, at this point, because I liked Force Awakens a lot, and then it all went downhill from there, with the exception of, Rogue One, which I also kind of liked. But when it comes to, the sequels and some of the other stuff they've put out, overall, it's been kind of a disaster, I think. And would I have taken, like, more bewildering prequel material over boring, uninspired, and bewildering in other ways? Yeah, I probably would have, honestly. I know that wasn't the question, Jason. But, like, if I had history to redo, I probably would have given it back to Lucas.
Yeah.
Even if it was flawed in all the same ways.
Yeah. All right, we got our last one.
Okay, go ahead, do it.
It's from SS Jerry.
Yeah. Now you're trying too hard.
SS Jerry. Do you think it's fine to change fictional characters a bit for live-action films to fit more with real life? For example, having Wolverine or Superman age at the same rate humans do. Like that, studios wouldn't have to use de-aging effects or recast if they didn't want to.
Yeah, with that particular example, I think you can get away with it regardless of what you're changing, because there's so many different iterations of those characters already as far as those traits are concerned. Like, sometimes Superman ages more or less the way regular people do, and sometimes he seems a lot closer to being immortal. These days, more often than not, we have a Superman that ages very slowly, if at all. But that's not always how we do it, and even Wolverine, I think there's kind of different ways to handle that, although more often than not, certainly, because of his healing factor, Wolverine ages very, very slowly. But as far as the idea of changing it so that it's more realistic, more real world, I've always been of two minds about that. I think you can keep it as it is and just reboot every so often. I think more often than not, that's probably the answer, unless you want a really long-running, shared universe. And then there's two schools of thought with that, where you either recast every so often, and I think that's probably the answer. Like, don't worry about de-aging and stuff, just do it like James Bond and recast every so often.
Yeah. That makes more sense, I think.
Or you do make it more real-worldy, and you let characters grow old or get killed off, and then you just pass mantles down and stuff, which is what MCU is attempting, and we'll see if ultimately that actually works out for them, or if they'll find themselves down the line at some point having to sort of soft reboot and find a way to bring back your Tony Starks and your Steve Rogers, et cetera, et cetera. But as far as, like, actually, making those characters more like regular human beings, with those particular examples, I think you kind of can get away with that. But I also don't think you have to. When it's like I don't know. I say there's different iterations with Wolverine. I guess more often than not, he really is, like, just not aging very quickly. I said
Yeah.
that. Now I can't think of an example, so I'm probably wrong about that. But anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and take a break right now, guys, for about 3.5 minutes. And then we'll come back and we'll start the second half of the Captain Logan show with lots and lots of your live questions. So feel free to start putting in more questions and super chats if you're so inclined. And we'll be right back. And we're back, everybody. It's time for the second half of the Captain Logan show. And Jason, once again, thanks a lot for filling in for DJ tonight. I hope you're having a good time. I can't hear you.
I did it. I got a suit.
Oh, I was... You're so close up, I can't even tell you. Are you in Greece? It's an anniversary for Greece this year too.
Is it?
I think it is.
Was that 73?
Yeah, is it the 40th anniversary of Greece? I think it is. Or 50th, I mean. Where does the time go? You having cookies?
Mm-hmm.
He's eating on camera, folks. Everyone's favorite thing. All right, guys. Let's get into some live comments now, or questions. We will talk to you for a whole other hour if you're so inclined, but we will at least knock out as many questions as we see. And once again, if you want to guarantee that your question is discussed on air, you can leave a super chat in any dollar amount, but you can also leave regular questions, and we're going to get to some of those right now. Jason, if we have super chats, let's hit them.
Oh, we do.
And if we don't, let's hit regular comments. Go right ahead, sir.
Let's start with the super chat. From Mojo Froyo.
Oh, Mojo Froyo, he's back. Is it a Froyo question or is it actually a legitimate thought-provoking question this time?
It is a Froyo.
Oh, he's done, I think, so far in his history, one legitimate normal person question.
If you were to write a Pokemon comic for the comic side of my shop, what would be the story?
Okay,
Also,
say that again.
If you were to write a Pokemon comic for the comic side of my shop, what would be the story?
Oh.
Also, what would you do for a Froyo Pokemon?
Yeah. What would the Pokemon story be?
Yeah.
For your Froyo shop? Does this guy have an actual Froyo shop? I want to know that. Or if he's just making up. I'm starting to wonder if this whole thing has been an elaborate way to try to get people to know about his store. But it didn't work, because I never knew it was a real. If it was actually a real store, I didn't know it. Jason is the resident closest thing we have to a Pokemon expert, so I'm gonna let him write this story. Go ahead, Jason. Jason, I can't hear you.
I put it on off mute. Oh my gosh, I suck at that. Okay.
It's so challenging.
So, I think I want for a Pokemon comic, I would want like a big like Eevee gym where it's just like you can only use evolutions of Eevee, and you just keep adding one every issue. You just keep adding evolutions, and it's just like
Evolutions?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Oh,
and
okay.
There's like you get to the point where there's like a Matheon and like a I don't know, like a Guinness World Record Xeon or something. I don't know. But there's like just random stuff. And then there would be a Froyo Eon. That would be awesome.
I'd write a story where a Pokeball winds up in some place where nobody knows about Pokemon, or another dimension or something, and they think that it's like a baseball, and they play baseball with it.
And then a Pokemon comes out?
Then a Pokemon comes out, yeah.
And they're like, what?
It'd be a short story before it was anything else. Anyway, what about a Froyo Pokemon? A Frokemon, as it were.
Yeah. I think... yeah, like I said, I think it should just be a Froyo Eevee, like a Froyo Eon.
Okay. All right, thanks, man. What else have we got? Oh, Jason, buddy, you can't eat on camera, man.
From Damian Wade. My second favorite fictional doctor also celebrates a 60th anniversary. That being Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, I guess a lot of Marvel stable came out at the same time. But I wasn't even thinking about that. I didn't think to look up any of the others. Just for all this year, Austin and I have been talking about the X-Men anniversary, and just today he was like, oh yeah, it's Avengers also. And I didn't think to go look at it. Okay, well, what else from the stable probably came out this year, that year also? Doctor Strange.
Hmm. Does Doctor Strange ever like in the comics, like of what you've read, does he become an Avenger?
Officially?
Yeah.
That early? I don't think so. Like, I think he'll show up and help them out, but I don't think he's a regular member of the team. And of course, he was on his own team later because he is one of the main characters, if not the leader of the Defenders. Am I right about that?
I think so.
I think Doctor Strange is a Defenders character, but I might be making that up. I think I'm right about that. Anyway,
we don't have any more super chats, so should we just go on to?
yeah.
So yeah.
Any other questions that you see there?
If you want to send a super chat, or if you want to do just a normal question, then right now we're just pumping those out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh man, someone tagged Matt.
And we don't have to write
you.
out the whole 2 hours if there's just not enough to talk about tonight.
Yeah. Someone tagged Matt behind you. That's me. DNA.
Yeah.
Hey Cap.
Hey DNA. Is he Mr. DNA?
Dinosaurs.
DNA, do you pronounce it dinosaurs?
Hey Cap. If this is a question you are comfortable answering, are there any?
If this is a question you're comfortable answering in front of your child.
No, I know you should probably you'll probably be comfortable answering this.
Okay.
Are there any past Geeflution members you'd be happy to have on as guests, and any you don't think would be able to come back?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna get into like a bunch of specific names right now. I'll just answer this really quickly, but I'll go on record to say that if anybody wanted to come back, I'd be open to it.
Oh yeah,
especially just in a guest capacity, I would. I think there are at least a couple that I just know wouldn't want to for various reasons, but yeah, I'd be open to anybody that wanted to come back and talk to me, reminisce, as it were. Dinosaurs.
Let's see. I'm trying to find another question.
Yeah.
Well,
that was fun. Good night, everybody.
Cap and Jason.
Here, we'll see if anybody's. Hang on. We'll see if anybody's on the bat phone. No, the commissioner needs us to go to help him out with Egghead.
I got
you got one too, yeah. He calls my red phone on his black phone. We should have. That would have been great. We should have done the whole show like this.
Hey, what's up?
That may technically be the nerdiest thing that's happened in a
That would
long
be really.
time.
That's really funny.
That's up there.
Yeah.
Tom Atkins says, "Hey guys, has Cap talked about the Superman Legacy casting? I know some might not be auditioning, but I'd like to know what Cap thinks of them." I was gonna wait to talk about that until we had official word for sure on who was being cast, as opposed to just going through the people that they're considering. So the only one that because honestly, the Superman contenders were not immediately names I recognized, but I didn't look real deep into it. So I just saw pictures and I was like, yeah, those guys look close enough to Superman, sure. The one of the front runners, if the news or the rumors are to be believed, Jason, is, well, I say that, I don't think this is rumor territory. I think this is pretty well confirmed. But the guy, one of the front runners right now for Lex Luthor is, his name escapes me, I'll bring it up, but is the guy, Jason, who played Beast in First Class, Days of Future Past, etc.
Oh.
And
for Lex Luthor?
Yeah, and I think there's potential there. I could totally see it. And I haven't seen him in anything in a while, so I don't know what that guy, even looks like right now, a few years after his last X-Men thing.
Yeah. Is he bald?
Well, I mean, he could shave his head.
Right, that's true.
Jason. We're only looking at prematurely bald men to play Lex Luthor.
Brandon.
You have to naturally already be balding or bald to play Lex Luthor. Anyway, looking up his name because I just can never, ever remember it. Nicholas Hoult.
Holt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I should have just looked at the comments.
Everyone said it.
They got there way faster than I did. DNA, Nicholas Hoult is reportedly up for Lex more so than Superman. I had heard that they were considering him both directions, maybe, but it seemed like he would. I only brought up Lex because it seemed like that was for sure a direction they were looking, and I wasn't sure if the Superman thing was true or not.
Yeah. Well, I am not seeing questions right now, but
what do you want to talk about, Jason?
I have a question.
Oh, okay, sure.
Because why not? I'm the one with the suit, so you know.
Your game show suit?
My game show suit. This actually has more pieces, but I just didn't have time to put them all on. So, Dad, if you could have any singer, alive or dead, sing any song, what would it be?
Just for any occasion?
Any
Just show up to my house and start singing?
No, I just mean write like a cover of a song.
Oh. If I could have an artist cover another artist.
Yeah, alive or dead. I have an answer.
Well, do I get to give one first, or did you ask the question just so that you could give your answer?
No. I just said like I'm putting this. You know how like when someone does a question in chat, they'll be like, this is my opinion. Now it's yours.
Okay. So do you want to give me yours first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
I think I want Julie Andrews, Those Were the Days.
Oh, that's pretty good. Jason is a big Julie Andrews fan.
Or Weird Al, Poisoning Pigeons in the Park.
That's really good too. Wow, those are actually better than mine. You know, the first thing that came to my mind was Seal. TMBG, end of the tour.
What?
Because it'd be wild. I would just want to see what he'd do on it.
Yeah.
How do you emote on that song?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like, Seal, doing Louis Armstrong, Give Me Your Kisses.
Oh, wow. Or just anything Louis Armstrong. That's good. You're way better at this than me.
I feel like I'm trying to get to more of like a music guy than you.
Oh, you might be there already with that. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
AMC Holt is a super underrated actor and was the unsung hero of the young X-Men movies. I don't know if I agree with unsung hero, but I think he was more than competent, more than adequate. I think he was wonderful in that role. I don't feel like they gave him enough to do.
Yeah.
Ultimately, by the end of it all, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like I think his role in First Class is he gets enough screen time there, certainly. Days of Future Past, I wish we could have brought him a little bit more to the fore, and he would have been if they had kept the romantic subplot there with Mystique, but then those scenes aren't great, so it's not a huge deal to me that that's not there. But then, everybody got thrown under the bus after that.
Yeah.
I just think there's a lot more we could have done with it after that. Cinematographic just wrote Jason with a question mark. Oh, he says you skipped over his Transformers question.
Oh.
Was that a super chat?
I was gonna say no, it wasn't.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
We only did one super chat. You had to have missed one somewhere, though.
No, we did two.
Oh, we did two.
Yeah.
What was the first one?
The Pokemon one, and then the Doctor Strange one.
I'm sorry. I forgot that. I didn't realize that was super chat. Okay.
And also
Okay.
There was a comment on top of the cinematographic one that I just want to bring up real quick.
Yeah.
Bob Garland. Did anyone see the Mortal Kombat 1 reveal trailer? That is bloody as all heck.
Did you watch it?
I watched like half of it.
Okay. I don't mean to call you out on error or anything, but anything with modern Mortal Kombat, you got to come to me before you look at it, because that stuff is rough as all get at. I was talking to John this morning about that, he and I were talking about the new Mortal Kombat game, and that we were both kind of sad that they're going to stop making Injustice, and because we both prefer that. And I looked at the reveal trailer. This is John from Crypt the Freaks, which will come back in the not too distant future, by the way, guys.
Subject, yeah.
I just haven't had a weekend where I could do a 24-hour stream. We're getting closer to summer. We've been busy with the family on the weekends, so we'll do that as soon as we can. The one weekend I had last month, John got busy and couldn't do it, so we weren't able to. So yes, I'm blaming John. Sorry, John. But anyway, so he and I will bring that back as soon as humanly possible. John and I were talking about that, and I said, they've pushed the violence so far now, such an absurd degree, like trying to one-up themselves. You can't do that anymore, by the way. It's like 30 years of Mortal Kombat. There's nowhere else to go. And I said, we're to the point now where you should just be playing as the blood.
Yeah.
There's so much blood on the screen, it might as well be the character you play as.
Right.
You know, it'd be like Clay Fighter with blood.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, cinematographic.
AMC, Cap's dad sense just went off on camera. You know, when your kid gets into preteen status, it gets a lot, the lines get more blurred on both ends, honestly. I mean, I'm really sympathetic to you, Jason, how difficult it might be to know, like, what is even appropriate at this point? Like, what am I allowed to look at? And, I try to keep, the parameters and the rules and things as, as clear as possible.
My rules, my personal rules is if I'm watching like.
I also try not to be too sheltering too. But I'm sorry, what did you say?
My rules are if I'm watching a YouTube video or whatever, and it either gets too bloody, I'll turn it off, or if there's an F-bomb, I'll turn it off.
Yeah.
Those are my standards.
And with me, I mean, I let you look at a fair amount of stuff that has language in it, because too much of the best stuff these days in the culture does. So if you're, talking to your kid about it and you're there with him and you know what exactly he's looking at, I find it difficult to just avoid it entirely. But I don't let Jason look at stuff like that all by himself. This might be, and we'll get to DNA Super Chat in a second. Let me say this, put a pin in it, and then we'll get to the Super Chat. One discussion, Jason, that could be interesting is to mention a few of the more adult things that I have really been wanting to show you lately. And
the Suicide Squad is one.
Talk to the audience and just get their opinion. Not that we need anybody's validation for whatever we decide to do, but like we talked about this with Joker, where you remember that where I was kicking around maybe letting you see that, but I was like, I don't know, and it was like a 50-50 split of people in the comments who thought that you would be able to handle it, or that you ought to watch it, and 50% said you shouldn't.
Yeah, with Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad is a big one that he keeps wanting to watch me, or he keeps wanting to show me. And
Bucko is calling me a dork, and I'm not sure what he means. He says I'm being a bit of a dork here.
'Cause you're not letting me watch, or you're letting
because
me
I think
watch
Mortal Kombat's too bloody. It's just I don't know, and it's not like I can't handle it. It's just so goofy now.
Stop
really
being such
ridiculous.
a dork, Dad.
Yeah, I'm such a dork. No, I'm not showing Jason A Clockwork Orange. I can't watch A Clockwork Orange. I can't handle it.
But yeah, do you guys
I've
think
tried it.
I can watch the Suicide Squad?
The Suicide Squad. Yeah.
With the. I'm not gonna want to watch the Suicide Squad without the.
I showed him a couple of clips, and he was like, this movie looks great. When do I get to watch that? I want to show him the Suicide Squad, and I want to show him Watchmen.
Watchmen, yeah.
But I'm a dork, so let's move on.
Because I've seen the...
Can you go ahead and read that Super Chat?
Can I read
$2. What? I'm sorry?
Can I read the cinematographic question first?
Yes, you can. I forgot all about that. I'm sorry, I'm taking your job.
I keep trying to... Yeah. Cap and Jason.
Oh, Bucko says dork in a friendly sense, of course. Oh, okay, well then it's fine then. If it's a friendly dork jab, then
you're a friendly dork.
I just didn't know what he was referring to. It's like, why am I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. If you want to call me a dork, that's cool. But like, why?
You're a dork. No,
I'm such a dork.
Cap and Jason.
Yeah. Dorkvolution.
If your neighbor turned out to be a transformer disguised as a human, would you automatically assume if they were friend or foe?
We've done
Asking for
this.
research purposes.
No, we've done this.
Have we?
He asked,
Have you?
not this show, but not tonight, but no, he asked that like a couple of weeks ago, I think, and we answered it. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Or at the very like maybe I read it and I didn't actually like I remember seeing it and didn't actually. I swear to God, we actually answered that. If your neighbor was a okay, read it one more time.
If your neighbor turned out to be a
I
transformer,
thought we did that. Yeah.
disguised as a human, would you automatically assume that they were friend or foe?
I would look for an Autobot or Decepticon logo.
Yeah.
That would be the first thing that I would do. No, I mean, if it was like canon, I shouldn't say canon, but if it was, like brand Transformers, then I would know that some of them are good, some of them are bad, and there are sometimes shades of gray.
Yeah.
Are we going to do that super chat now?
Yes. DNA.
That was a lovely gong impression.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs!
Thoughts on report Loveness has left, acronym.
I'm sorry, what?
TKD.
TKD.
The Night Dark.
Just here in the moment, I don't actually know what we're talking about here.
The Night Dark.
Well, you're throwing me off. I'm trying to figure out what the acronym is, Jason.
Yeah.
Help me out. You don't have to leave another super chat for it, but I just don't even know what the acronym is.
TK.
Loveness. I'm not immediately getting any of that, and I'm sure it'll all come to me as soon as you spell that out, but... Oh, Kang Dynasty. Okay, yeah. I'm not ready for acronyms with things that haven't come out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I forgot that was that guy's name. So you're talking about the Rick and Morty writer. That's not surprising at all, if he's not writing that anymore. And that would be good news if you're like me and you didn't think that Ant-Man 3 was very good. There's honestly... it honestly wouldn't surprise me if that project was like scrapped or put way off at this point, and if they didn't just go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
But because I mean, if they don't even have a script yet, people keep saying that even with that actor getting drummed out of Hollywood, it's looking more and more is probably happening. Like if he doesn't end up continuing to play Kang, and I don't want to get into all of that, of course, but a lot of people are saying, well, they have to recast Kang, or like things have been moving too, forward too much with Kang. They have to do that. Maybe not. I mean, I could still see kind of a big pivot at this point, especially considering that people don't seem that excited about that big bad, and that was supposed to sort of be their new Thanos. Having said that, it's going to be really awkward if what I've been reading lately is true about the second season of Loki, which is his scenes were already filmed and are too integral to the story, and now that we have a writer's strike, they can't rewrite any of that show, so they're stuck with him on screen if they release it. So that's going to be weird. Like, just even have anything else with that actor right now, but also if they decide not to move forward with Kang as they had planned. So, I don't know, I think that could go any direction right now. I don't think there's any reason to make any assumptions about how exactly Marvel's going to handle that. And they're keeping things way under their hats.
Yeah.
Plushy DX says scrap both Avengers films. When I say scrap, I just mean make it something else. I don't know if it's going to be the movie that they're planning. I could be totally wrong about that. I don't know. Mutali, I think it will be delayed either way. Yeah, I do too.
Bucko.
But let me finish this thought real quick. When you're making a big deal out of Kang and you're using Ant-Man 3 to sell Quantumania, to sell that idea, and it doesn't do very well relatively at the box office, and especially it's critically panned. If you're firing writers on a project that is kind of dicey now anyway, and I'm not saying that it can't succeed if a really exciting trailer comes out and people go, oh wait, Kang does look really cool now. You know what I mean? Like, it is still possible, I think, to get people on board with it maybe, but at this point, unless you have a lot of previs done already, with special effects and stuff, and maybe they do, that's also possible. But if you're not doing that kind of stuff before the script's written, and you don't have a script, it might be just as risky, in the wrong way, to make that, to try to still make that movie than it would be to just scrap it and start over and come up with a totally different kind of movie. I don't know. DNA, 10th anniversary of one of the greatest comic book movies of all time, Iron Man 3. 10 years. Isn't that wild?
That one's good.
B Rabbit, Vince is doing pretty well. I haven't talked to him in a few weeks, but we still keep in touch, and I see him every so often. And we've been talking about doing a video game stream together, but it just hasn't happened yet. So yeah, he and I want to play through the old Punisher arcade game, Jason.
That game's weird.
Tom Atkins says, I know Cap isn't a Zelda fan, but I'd like to see him give Tears of the Kingdom a try. So you think you'd like to see me do that, but my stream would be called Bored to Tears of the Kingdom.
Right.
Because I'm terrible at games like that. You would not want to see me do that.
I don't even think you've tried Breath of the Wild.
I have. And
have you?
Didn't get very far. At some point, I'd like to go back to it, but I'm just not good at that kind of.
I've been wanting to go back. The thing is, I haven't played much Breath of the Wild.
Looks great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not throwing shade at either of the Zelda games, but Zelda's never been my bag.
Yeah. The thing is,
it'd be more fun to watch someone else play it than to try to play it myself.
I don't really think I want Tears of the Kingdom because I haven't played much Breath of the Wild, and I don't know. I feel like I would get very stuck in it. So.
Discussing topics says the Arrowverse ends next week. Yeah, that's right. The finale of The Flash. 9 seasons.
What?
And a 13-episode season this year. They're ending it with that 13th episode, and they have officially scrapped the possibility of any other shows in that universe. Kind of, not very good sounding, but that's par for the course at this point. Diggle Show, they've just recently said is definitely not going to be made now. The current heads of the CW have gotten rid of every project that was in pre-production before that. And I also meant to mention this earlier, but among those things, thank God, is the live-action Powerpuff Girls show, which had a apparently horrific sounding pilot, and of course it never leaked and we've never gotten to look at it. Now that I know for sure that show's not actually going to happen, I want to see the pilot because it could be a very amusing thing to look at
really funny
on stream. But I mean, if it's just a pilot that didn't make it, I'm more interested in looking at it than if that actually went to series and was on for 5 years. But
I don't even think anyone's watching any Arrowverse at all.
No, I mean, Flash retained more of an audience than some of the others, and I don't know what their weekly audience is now. Is it better than Legends was when it got canceled? I don't know.
When did Legends get canceled?
This last year.
Oh, wow. That was one of my favorite
7
Arrowverse shows.
Did it make it to 6 or 7? I think it made it to 6.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That show must have gotten really random.
AMC Surreal, just wait until you're caught up, Cap. Some good, a lot of bad. Shame because of how good it was once upon a time, but alas, when I did check back in with it, I was actually kind of surprised by how much better it had gotten again. Not that it was brilliant or anything, but it was actually kind of watchable. And I forget which season that was, because again, I've not been involved in the Arrowverse for a long time. But the season, was it 6? During Crisis on Infinite Earths, I went and checked in on it and watched the first half of that season. And then after Crisis, I never went back to it because all of the drama in that first half was about how Barry Allen was going to die and there was nothing he could do about it. And then, spoiler alert, he lives through Crisis. So that felt like a big waste of time. And of course we knew it was going to, but it still felt like a waste of time. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, if Crisis had been better, I may have continued on with that season. But when it was god awful, I was like, I'm good. I don't need anything else in this universe. And I've never gone back, with the exception of the last season of Arrow, or part of the last season, because I wanted to review the finale. And I may do that with Flash also. I don't know yet.
Oh yeah, you did a spoiler cast on that, didn't you?
I did. Now that you mention it. Maybe I caught up with Arrow and did a spoiler cast on each of those seasons. I can't remember now.
I thought you did a spoiler cast on just the finale, and then I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Yeah, I caught up on some of it though.
Yeah.
But I occasionally will
super chat.
Yeah, we'll get that in a second. I occasionally will still get requests to go back and do more Arrowverse stuff, and I've kicked around doing some more streams for it. Not to do everything, not to be completionist about it, but Austin and I did a stream for Legends where we picked a few random episodes, and we may go back and just do a smattering of some of those shows like that. Well, we've done it with Batwoman. Just to see some of the things we missed, see if it got any better anywhere. And if it didn't, hopefully it's funny bad enough that it's really enjoyable to talk over.
Yeah. What is a super chat? It is a thing that you pay money, that you ask.
No, we don't have to answer the question every time we read his name. Because he's been with us for quite a while now.
Yeah, no, I know. What is $2 super chat? What is the purpose of a 12-year-old child? Well, no purpose, because I'm 13.
Jason just turned 13 last month?
Last month, yeah.
Last month. I mean, I know when your birthday is. I'm just like, what month are we in right now?
We're in November.
Are we?
Yeah.
It's really hot outside for November.
Yeah, that's true. I'm wearing long sleeve. Why did I put on a suit? That's weird. It looks awesome though.
I think the purpose of a 12-year-old child is to grow up and save the world from the Terminators.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or is that just the purpose of that 12-year-old child?
I don't know.
I mean, we can't all be John Connor.
I feel like the purpose of a 12-year-old child is to have a person who, like, wants to, I don't know, who is ready to grow up and wants to grow up and be grown up.
And doesn't want to because he's a Toys R Us kid.
Yeah.
You know what's one of the saddest and most depressing things I've ever seen?
What?
Now that I say that. I was at, I don't know why this keeps coming up. I was at the mall yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And I went into Macy's, where I worked like 13 years ago.
Yeah.
I worked at a Macy's and a GameStop simultaneously for a while in the mall. And that was fun times, actually. And I went back to that store, and I knew that they had done this weird kind of half-measure thing with Toys R Us. Do you know about this, Jason?
Yeah.
Where Toys R Us is shut down everywhere, except they have them. Is it in Canada or is it?
Yeah, it's
overseas. They've managed to keep some stores outside of the United States, and then they decided to make a deal with Macy's and open sections in all of their stores. So technically they're still Toys R Us, but they're just these like little corners of the store. And I finally went and looked at it yesterday, Jason.
Yeah.
And it's pathetic. It is sad. Like, here's what's weird about it. Macy's has had toy sections before.
Yeah.
And it's about the size that they've been.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
And it just feels like this really sad, vestige of another time, and it's kind of time to really move on now because
Yeah.
like if that's what it's got to be, like let's just not have it. I don't know. It's sad.
Yeah.
But it was well organized. They had several different sections in like an area that's like, half the size or a quarter the size of the bunker.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's a good amount of stuff for that small area, but it was kind of sad.
Yeah. Tom, $2 super chat. Does Jason have his fake mustache ready for tonight? No.
Fake mustache.
I don't have a fake mustache.
You should get a fake mustache.
Wait, hold up.
Although if you're King Shark, you don't need an actual one. You just use your finger. And then Bloodsport says you look exactly the same. Or you look just like yourself. I don't know what he's doing.
Hello. I got fake glasses, though.
Oh, okay. Hey, where'd the champion go? Well, guys, we can hang around for another 20 minutes or so. So if there's anything else you really want to talk with us about, we're just hanging out and answering questions, as we always do on the Captain Logan Show. Feel free to throw more questions in any way you want to. And once again, I'm going to be back tonight in about an hour from right now to do the Suicide Squad commentary. And no, Jason's not going to be there, because I still haven't decided if I'm going to let him watch that movie. Plushy DX just called you a nerd.
I look like a nerd. When I put this on, I look like a nerd. Look at this. I look like a nerd.
Those
I'm
are
a
Clark
nerd.
Kent glasses. Those are
They
old
are.
school, like 70s Clark Kent glasses.
Oh, yeah. But, like, it looks weird with, like, a suit,
We're going to give people a couple more minutes if there's anything else they want to throw in. We got kind of a smaller audience tonight, and then we'll go ahead and bid you guys farewell if we don't see anything. Jason, feel free to go ahead and scroll up and see if there's anything we missed that might be worth
I've been
looking
doing
at.
that.
Have you?
Yeah. I'm not seeing that much, but...
Writer, Jason does look quite a bit like his mom. Discussing topics, how long do you think Superman and Lois has? I've been wondering that. I kind of don't think... Well, has it gotten officially renewed or not yet? Because I don't actually know if that's for sure getting a season 4. If it does, I think that'll be its last. I don't think they'll get any more seasons.
Did it have a season 3?
It did.
I only thought it went 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's either still coming out right now or finished. I'm not sure because I haven't been keeping up with it. I will catch up with that eventually. I just
While
haven't.
we're waiting for people,
Yes, yes, sir.
let's grab another thing for my cool corner.
Harry Henry, have you thought about doing more Star Trek videos? Been getting into that lately. Love the Greg Cox Con novels. Yeah, they're really good, particularly To Rule in Hell. And I typically don't care for Greg Cox. I think he did a marvelous job on those. It's been a long time since I've read them. But to answer your question, yeah, I think about doing more Star Trek all the time. But I have scaled things way back because of family commitments and things. So I'm trying to be really careful about not putting too much on my plate right now. So if I do more Star Trek stuff, it'll be one-off things here and there, and not a regular weekly or twice a week series or anything like that. Brandon and I talk about bringing back Star Trek Club all the time, and I would say maybe someday, but I just can't promise it. And like I said, at least right now, it's not a good idea for me to start adding other shows to the channel.
Yeah.
I want to do more game streaming if I can find time to fit that in. But again, I'm trying not to overextend myself. I've been wanting to do Power Ranger stuff for a while now, and I'm kicking around if I can. It would be like a real late at night sort of thing, probably. But if I could carve out the time, and it would be much more of a hobby kind of thing, even than this, of course. I'm kicking around going to Twitch finally, just for game streaming. Kind of carve out a different sort of audience there. So if I did anything extra right now, it would be that, because I've had an anchoring for a long time to do that. And I gotta be honest with you, my heart has not been with Star Trek for a while. Like, I still love it. I still occasionally go back and look at it, but it is not as big a part of my life the last couple of years as it used to be.
Yeah.
I hate to admit.
Oh, okay. Hey, so I grabbed a thing for my cool corner.
Yeah.
And the people in the chat have to try to guess what this character is.
Oh.
This is a character.
It's trivia.
From one of my favorite video games. Who is this?
Oh, yeah. I just got you that recently.
Who do you think this is?
Real quick, DNA, that is spot on. He says 40 years of the NES or no, or was that 85? It is 40 years of the NES in Japan, but it's 85 here. Yeah. Sorry, Jason. I should have let you have that, because you could do that off the top of your head. I had to look it up.
Yeah, why'd you have to...
Oh, you want to see if anybody... Oh, sorry. You're trying to see if anybody can get that?
It's not Sub-Zero.
No,
but
Thomas Lowe, it is not.
Yeah.
Thomas Lowe, what are you talking about? Nobody was talking about the NES being 80 years old.
It's not 85 years old.
No, 1985. 1985. Give it like 5 or 10 seconds, Jason. Oh! Austin got it.
Austin, yeah. How the heck? What? Yeah, that's one of my favorite...
It's Stryker from Mortal Kombat.
That's my favorite character from one of my favorite video games.
He says he just popped in and all of a sudden there was Stryker.
That was the trivia question. People were trying to figure it out, and then you just popped in and saw it and was like, what?
Well, speaking of Austin, he'll be with me in less than an hour now to talk about and watch the Suicide Squad. It's going to be a really good time, so pop in and help us out. You can interact with us with the Superhero Rewind commentary project, which once again we're going to do twice a month, but sometimes more than 2 movies a month, because we're going to do double features occasionally with that as well. But not tonight, just the Suicide Squad, because it is almost 2.5 hours long. And it is a movie that I now know a lot better than I ever thought I would, because I've watched it a strange number of times for this commentary, because we've had to put it off a couple of times, and I watched it again in preparation, so I've had an extra watch of it. So hopefully, I'm prepared enough.
I keep forgetting I'm actually in the show. I keep thinking I'm actually just watching the show. I'm just watching you talk. But then I'm
it's weirder when you're not.
I'm there.
It's weirder when you're not in the room.
Yeah, it is.
But I actually think this has been a lot more efficient than having you right next to me.
Oh yeah. Do I sound good and stuff?
Yeah, your microphone's good when it's on.
On, yeah. Sometimes I sound like Animal Crossing character or something. I don't know. Look, guys, it's a Field of Dreams bat.
Yeah, he got that at the actual Field of Dreams.
Yeah, I got it from the Field of Dreams.
Tom put in a $5 super chat. Let's answer that real quick, and then we will bid everybody farewell. Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah. Oop. Okay. Tom, $5 super chat. What are you guys looking most forward for from Tales and Trails? You guys are the best on YouTube.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, sorry. I hate it when a $5 super chat comes in and I don't have anything to respond with that. I guess I can look it up, but I don't know what that means.
Oh! It's the. I didn't realize they actually gave it a name. It's the name for the new 1.20 update for Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
Dad doesn't play Minecraft, but
but he's probably talking to you right now.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm looking forward for nothing. I hate the new Minecraft updates. I don't want to be that guy that just doesn't like the new Minecraft updates. But when I play Minecraft, I play it on 1.16. We're at 1.20. I do not like anything they've added since 1.16.
Give me an example.
They added copper, all right? Copper does nothing.
It's a conductor. There's
only 3 things you can make with it, and those things are just you don't need them. And then they added goats. Who cares? And then they added
I thought that was already a Minecraft thing.
No,
goats.
They added that a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay. I guess sheep.
Yeah, sheep were a big thing, yeah. Sheep have been there for forever.
Plushie DX, you should play it on beta.
I have. I do a lot, actually. Believe it or not. I actually just play it. I play it on 1.0 quite a bit. And 1.8 because the fighting is actually good. 1.8.9.
It's kind of surreal when you think back to the earliest videos you were on when you were real little, Jason. Like how far we've come from like water from the Womp Machine.
Oh yeah.
To Jason's like, no, I play the beta. I do it regularly. Plus, EDX, some people only play Minecraft on much earlier versions.
Yeah. Austin, $2 super chat. I just love building brown bricks in Minecraft.
Is that a quote or?
I don't know.
I don't know if he's quoting something.
It's probably.
Is that what he does? Does he actually get on Minecraft and call it Minecraft? Plus EDX the one before Hunger was introduced. So that's a thing now?
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
I know nothing about Minecraft. So
Hunger's been a thing since 10 years ago, but before it was there,
it's when they introduced Galactus to the game.
You couldn't run, and you didn't eating was a bit different. It just brought up your health instead of like bringing up your hunger and stuff, and yeah.
Oh, that's super obscure, Austin. Like I've seen the Inspector Gadget video from Mike Matei on Cinemassacre, and even I didn't remember that line. I knew he was quoting something. Yeah. No, it's funny, but I did not remember that part.
Okay.
Good job. He's got to show up and ruin my geek cred, both in referencing obscure things that I'm not getting, and just right away going, I didn't even know we were playing trivia, but here's the answer.
I haven't done that at all yet. I mean, I've kind of one-upped you because I have a suit and you don't, but you know.
I didn't get the memo. I didn't know you were actually gonna do that. I could have put on a suit coat during the break.
Well, but... I was just like, you know what? Because I'm like the day ghost and stuff. I gotta put on like a suit and stuff, and then I actually did just to be like, I wanted to see what your reaction would be like.
It looks great. Well, everybody, thanks a lot for watching the Captain Logan Show tonight. We're going to go ahead and bid you farewell, and I'll be back again in about 45 minutes for the just second episode now of the Superhero Rewind commentary project, and it's going to be a lot of fun. The Suicide Squad. Tell your friends. Pop in.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I was Captain Logan, and filling in for DJ, even though DJ was kind of here watching, was Jason, my son, and he did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, goodbye.
Really appreciate it. Goodbye. Later, folks. We will see you next Thursday with another one, and I will...
when do I get to mod again?
Well, I mean, I'll have you on next time DJ can't make it. We'll do something else together.
Yeah.
All right, later, folks.
Bye. Ding, 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 ding.